Shopping for a pickup truck in 2026? Hold up. Before you sign that loan agreement, you need to see this list. We're counting down the 12 worst pickup trucks you can buy right now, ranked from bad to absolutely catastrophic. These aren't just trucks with minor flaws. We're talking deal breakers, wallet destroyers, and vehicles that'll have you questioning every life choice that led you to the dealership. Number 12, Honda Ridgeline. Now, I know Honda fanboys are already typing angry comments, but hear me out. The Ridgeline's unibody construction might be fine for hauling groceries, but it's fundamentally compromised for real truck work. The 5,000-pound towing capacity is embarrassing when competitors are pulling 10,000 to 14,000 pounds. That transverse V6 engine is ancient technology that drinks fuel like a V8, but performs like a minivan. The bed is laughably small at 60 inches, and that dual-action tailgate, it's a gimmick that adds weight and complexity. Real truck owners need a full 8-foot bed, not this suburban grocery getter pretending to be a workhorse. And let's talk about off-road capability. The Ridgeline has the ground clearance of a Civic with a lift kit. All-wheel drive doesn't mean off-road ready. Try taking this thing on a real trail and watch the unibody twist like a pretzel. Plus, resale value tanks faster than most trucks, because the market knows what it is. A car playing dress-up. Number 11, Nissan Frontier. Despite a recent redesign, the Frontier feels like it was engineered in 2010. The interior plastics are so cheap, you could probably buy better materials at a dollar store. That infotainment system lags worse than my grandma's old laptop. And the screen resolution looks like we're back in the flip phone era. The 3.8-liter V6 produces 310 horsepower, which sounds decent until you realize it's mated to a 9-speed transmission that can't decide which gear it wants to be in. The fuel economy is atrocious for a midsize, and the ride quality is so harsh you'll feel every pebble on the highway. Nissan's reliability has been circling the drain for years, and the Frontier is no exception. CVT nightmares might be behind them, but the brand reputation is shot. Good luck finding a mechanic who doesn't groan when you bring this in. The cabin is cramped, the tech is outdated, and the build quality feels like it was assembled by a team that stopped caring halfway through. Pass. Number 10, Jeep Gladiator from bad to worse. This thing is a compromise in every direction. The 3.6-liter V6 is woefully underpowered for a vehicle this heavy. Towing 7,700 pounds maxes it out completely. And that's with the optional max tow package. The diesel option helps, but then you're paying a premium for a Fiat-derived engine with questionable long-term reliability. The wheelbase is too long for technical off-roading, but too short for stable highway driving. It wanders all over the road at 70 miles per hour like a drunk driver. Wind noise? Forget about having a conversation. The soft top might as well be a parachute. And the bed. Oh, that pathetic 5-foot bed can barely fit a sheet of plywood. You're paying pickup truck prices for half the functionality. The payload capacity is terrible, the fuel economy is worse than full-size trucks, and the starting price is absolutely insulting. Jeep is charging brand premium for a vehicle that can't do truck stuff, or Jeep stuff, particularly well. Number 9, Nissan Titan. This truck is so irrelevant that Nissan dealers probably forget they sell it. The 5.6-liter V8 is thirsty, outdated, and produces less power than competitors while guzzling more fuel. The 9-speed transmission is clunky and confused, constantly hunting for the right gear. The interior looks like Nissan's design team gave up. Hard plastics everywhere, a terrible infotainment system that crashes more often than it works, and tech features that were cutting edge in 2015. The Pro 4X trim tries to be off-road capable, but fails spectacularly compared to TRD, Tremor, or Rebel packages. Resale value is a disaster. Titans depreciate faster than milk spoils because nobody wants them used either. The ride is harsh, the cabin is loud, and the towing capacity barely keeps up with the competition. Nissan's warranty is decent, but you'll need it because reliability is questionable at best. This truck is proof that just showing up isn't enough. Numbers 8, Ford Maverick Hybrid. Yes, the darling of budget truck buyers has some serious problems. That 2.5-liter hybrid powertrain is gutless. 191 horsepower might be fine for commuting, but towing? Forget it. The 2,000-pound towing capacity is a joke. You can barely pull a jet ski without the truck struggling. And that 4,500-pound payload? Try loading up the bed and watch the rear suspension squat like it's doing squats at the gym. The build quality is abysmal. Cheap interior materials, rattles everywhere, and panel gaps you could fit your fingers through. The bed is tiny at 4.5 feet, so you can't haul anything longer than a few 2x4s. Front-wheel drive is standard, which means you're basically driving a Prius with an open trunk. The hybrid system sounds great on paper, until you realize the battery eats into your already limited payload capacity. And good luck getting parts or service. These things are so back-ordered that when something breaks, you're waiting months for fixes. The EcoBoost engine option helps performance, but then you lose the fuel economy. That's the only reason to buy this thing. Number 7. Ram 1500 Classic. This is literally the old generation Ram that they're still selling as a budget option. But it's not even that cheap anymore. The interior is straight out of 2015 with rock-hard plastics, terrible ergonomics, and an infotainment system that belongs in a museum. The 3.6-liter V6 is anemic and drinks gas like a V8. The old 5.7 HEMI is better, but still gets terrible fuel economy and is saddled with cylinder deactivation that fails constantly. The ride is truck rough, with none of the refinement of the newer Ram 1500. Safety features are a joke compared to modern standards. The crash test ratings are okay, but you're missing all the advanced driver assistance that competitors offer standard. The transmission is the old 8-speed that's prone to shuddering and failure. Why would anyone buy this when the actual new Ram 1500 exists? Because Ram knows some buyers will just see the price tag and not realize they're getting a dinosaur. This is a cynical cash grab, and you deserve better. Number 6. Chevrolet Silverado ZR2. An overpriced disappointment wrapped in off-road cosplay. Let's start with the price. You're paying $75,000 plus for a truck that can't off-road as well as a Raptor and can't tow as well as a standard Silverado. The Multimatic DSSV shocks are nice, but they don't justify the massive price premium when the truck still rides harshly on the road and isn't that much better off it. The 6.2-liter V8 is powerful but thirsty as hell, getting single-digit fuel economy in real-world driving. The 10-speed transmission still has the same issues as regular Silverados: clunky shifts, hard downshifts, and occasional shuddering. And here's the kicker. The payload and towing capacity are severely reduced because of all the off-road equipment. You're paying more to tow less. The 33-inch tires look cool, but absolutely destroy fuel economy and acceleration. The interior is identical to a standard high country, so you're not getting any special treatment inside. GM's build quality has been slipping, and the ZR2 is no exception. Electrical gremlins, rattles, and cheap interior materials plague these trucks. You're paying luxury prices for questionable quality. Number 5. Toyota Tundra. The redesigned model is a massive letdown. That twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 was supposed to be revolutionary, but instead, it's a nightmare. The turbos are complex, expensive to repair, and have already shown reliability issues. This is Toyota. They built their reputation on bulletproof V8s, and now they're forcing everyone into a turbo V6 that's already having problems. The hybrid system adds cost and complexity. Without delivering the fuel, economy gains Toyota promised. You're lucky to see 18 miles per gallon in real-world driving, which is pathetic for a modern truck. The transmission is rough, with hard shifts and strange behavior in stop-and-go traffic. The interior, while updated, still feels cheap for a $50,000 plus truck. The infotainment system is slow and clunky, with less intuitive controls than competitors. The ride quality is harsh, and the cabin is surprisingly loud on the highway. But the real killer, towing capacity hasn't improved much. Payload is average at best, and early reliability reports are concerning. Toyota dealers are arrogant about pricing because of the brand name, but you're paying for a reputation they earned with the old Tundra, not this turbocharged mess. The resale value might stay high, but that's only because Toyota fans are in denial about what they bought. Number 4. Ford F-150 Lightning. The electric truck that proves we're not ready for this technology. The range is a complete lie. Ford advertises up to 320 miles, but tow anything or drive in cold weather and watch that number plummet to 100 miles or less. That's not a truck. That's a very expensive paperweight. Imagine planning a work site 2 hours away and having to stop for an hour to charge. It's absurd. Charging infrastructure is a nightmare. Public fast chargers are unreliable, often broken, and even when they work, you're waiting 45 minutes to get to 80%. Home charging requires expensive electrical upgrades that can cost thousands. And if you live in an apartment or condo, good luck. The battery takes up so much space that payload capacity is terrible. Towing destroys the battery even faster, making it virtually unusable as a work truck. The technology is half-baked with constant software updates required, and when something goes wrong, most mechanics can't touch it. And the depreciation? These things are losing value faster than anything on the market. Early adopters are getting crushed. The $70,000 plus starting price is insulting when you realize you're getting less capability than a $40,000 gas F-150. This is a compliance vehicle for Ford to meet EV mandates, not a real truck for real work. Number 3, Rivian R1T. This truck costs $75,000 to start and goes well over $100,000 fully loaded. For that price, you're getting a vehicle from a company with zero long-term track record. Rivian is bleeding money, and when they go bankrupt, your truck becomes an orphan. Good luck getting parts or service. The air suspension is overly complex and already showing failure rates that would make Land Rover blush. When it breaks, you're looking at 5-figure repair bills. The skateboard battery platform means any significant battery damage totals the entire vehicle. Range anxiety is real. The advertised 314 miles disappears to 150 in real-world driving, especially in cold weather or with cargo. The charging network is limited, and Rivian's exclusive chargers are few and far between. Public charging is a nightmare of compatibility issues and broken stations. The bed is too small, payload capacity is mediocre, and towing absolutely destroys range. Try towing 7,000 pounds and you'll be stopping every 80 miles. The interior is loaded with screens and gadgets that feel cool for a week until they start glitching. Software updates are constant, and each one seems to break something new. Parts availability is non-existent. Owners are waiting months for simple repairs. Insurance is astronomical because repair costs are insane. This is a $100,000 gamble on a company that might not exist in 5 years.
Number 2. Tesla Cybertruck. The silver medal for catastrophic failure goes to the Tesla Cybertruck, the most overhyped disaster in automotive history. Let's start with build quality. It's embarrassing. Panel gaps you can see from space, stainless steel panels that rust and stain, and a fit and finish that wouldn't pass inspection at a high school shop class. The doors don't align. The tonneau cover is a joke, and the windshield wiper is a single massive blade that looks ridiculous and works worse. The range is a lie. Tesla advertises 340 miles, but real-world testing shows 250 at best, and far less with payload or towing. Speaking of towing, the 11,000-pound capacity sounds great until you try it and watch the range drop to 90 miles. It's unusable for actual work. The steer-by-wire system is terrifying. There's no mechanical connection between the steering wheel and the wheels. When it glitches, and it will, you're in serious danger. The brake-by-wire is equally concerning. These are life safety systems run by software, and Tesla's software quality is questionable at best. The bed is completely impractical. The sides are too high to easily access, and the sharp edges are legitimately dangerous. No standard bed rail system means accessories don't fit. The vault cover is slow, loud, and prone to failure. Tesla service is a nightmare. Months-long waits for appointments, and when you finally get in, they tell you issues are within spec. Parts availability is terrible. And the price? You're paying $100,000 plus for a truck that can't truck, with cult-like brand worship expected. Early adopters are experiencing catastrophic failures. And Tesla's response is to blame the owners. This is automotive vaporware that somehow made it to production. Number 1. Chevrolet Silverado EV. And the absolute worst pickup truck you can buy in 2026 is the Chevrolet Silverado EV. This is the catastrophic king of bad decisions. GM took everything wrong with EVs and cranked it to 11. The starting price is over $90,000. $90,000 for a Chevrolet. With questionable build quality and GM's notorious cost-cutting, you could buy 2 perfectly good gas Silverados for this price. The Ultium battery platform is unproven long-term, and GM's track record with new technology is horrific. Remember the Bolt recalls? Now imagine that in a $90,000 truck, the battery pack is so massive that it compromises payload capacity worse than any competitor. You're paying for weight, not capability. Range claims are fantasy. GM says 400 miles, but real-world testing shows 280 at best, and that's in perfect conditions. Tow anything and you're looking at 110 to 120 miles. Cold weather cuts that even further. The charging infrastructure in North America isn't ready for this, and GM's charging network rollout has been a disaster. The fixed glass roof is a stupid design choice that makes the cabin unbearably hot and reduces headroom. No way to delete it. The massive touchscreen controls everything, meaning when it glitches or fails and GM electronics always fail, you lose basic functions. Physical buttons are gone in favor of frustrating touch controls. The worst part? GM dealers. They're marking these up by $20,000 to $30,000 over MSRP. You're paying $120,000 for a Chevrolet truck with limited range, questionable reliability, and a depreciation curve that'll rival the Titanic's descent. Early owners are reporting electrical issues, software glitches, charging problems, and build quality nightmares. This truck represents everything wrong with the EV mandate push. It's too expensive, not practical for real work, built by a company with a terrible EV track record, and being sold to consumers who deserve better. The Silverado EV is an $100,000 mistake. So there you have it, the 12 worst pickup trucks you can buy in 2026, ranked from bad to absolutely catastrophic. The Silverado EV takes the crown as the worst combination of price, practicality, and poor execution. If you're in the market for a truck, avoid these money pits and look at proven options with actual capability. Do your research, test drive multiple vehicles, and for the love of all that's holy, don't let a dealer pressure you into something on this list. What truck would you add to this list? Let me know in the comments. If this video saved you from making a $100,000 mistake, smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.